Hey guys, how's it going? It's Ross, and today I'm going to be answering what do I see now that I am blind. If you guys do like this video, be sure to leave a comment. If you want to see other videos like this, leave some suggestions down below. Check out my social media and all that stuff. You guys know the drill. Anyway, so to preface this, it's going to be very difficult to explain. I've always had a difficult time explaining this, so this video will be a lot of me like either having to think about it for a second or like backtracking because I changed my mind, because I don't even want to say it makes sense to me. Like, it doesn't make sense to me. It's hard for me to explain it. But to begin, a lot of blind people, it varies from person to person. Some blind people see completely black, some people see a specific color, and even others don't see anything at all. But for me, it's completely different. And I think I forget if I've met another blind person who has the same kind of sight that I do, so to say. But for me, so in simple terms, I'm gonna break it down in a bit, but to simplify it, I basically see either what I imagine or my mind's eye. Yeah, I know it sounds really, really weird, so I'm going to try to explain it. So, if I know what colors look like, I know what people look like, and so when I imagine them, I can sort of see them in my head and almost feel like I'm seeing them through my eyes, but I'm not. That's why I kind of say my mind's eye. Like, I picture it literally inside my head. It could almost be described as maybe like phantom vision. Like how people with amputated limbs have phantom pain. Like, it's almost like phantom vision in a way. I know, it's really, really strange. And then it gets even more complex than that. So, like, let's say I were to walk in a room that I've never been before. I would just imagine it as a blank room, alright? But then let's say I tap something with my cane, or let's say Dixie moves me around something, or I bump something, then I know, okay, I know that's there. And so if I were to walk into that room again, I would picture, let's say it was a table, I would picture the table in my mind and where I would approximately think it was, and then kind of try to dodge around it accordingly. Those who do know me, like, actually in person, I'm not even sure how many of my friends that actually watch these videos, but those who do know me, like, that's kind of sort of how I dodge, or like dodge and weave through things. And that wasn't complicated enough. It gets even more complicated because there's something called echolocation. I'll probably do a separate video on that, but basically I can sense things within a certain distance of me. Like, I'm not sure if you guys can see the wall, like right here, or like the light switch. I don't know if the camera picks that up, but there's like a wall, like maybe 2.5 feet from me, and that's about the distance where I can like start sensing things. And it's sort of like a pressure on my face. I know that sounds really weird, but that's kind of universal across most blind people. That's probably how they'll describe it to you. But basically, like, all the sound generating from my voice and other sounds generating from like my computer or from like outside are bouncing off the walls, which create an image in my mind. That's probably the closest thing to a superpower that I have. But so combined with bumping into things, having a mind's eye and echolocation, I'm able to walk into a room, big, okay, well, I know there's something over there. I don't know what it is, but I know there's something over there. And I know there's something over there. And then I kind of feel my way around, and create this sort of, I guess maybe you could even describe it as like a photographic memory. Except, I'm not actually seeing things. I'm feeling them and kind of translating it into my mind, where I would almost, like, another way to kind of describe it, I'm trying to give a bunch of analogies so you guys can like understand what I'm trying to convey, because like I said, it's really hard to explain. It's almost like synesthesia, and if people don't know what synesthesia is, there are several forms of it, but basically if like someone looks at a color, like just a normal sighted person, if they look at a color, that color has a smell, or like that's one of the forms, but I think there's like at least 5 different forms, so I'm not going to go over all of them. But it's just like a really, really weird way of looking at things. And another thing that sort of helps this so-called photographic mind's eye, whatever you want to call it, of my sight is playing video games. I think that's a big part of how I've become so independent, like physically, mobility wise, is because, you know, like the brain is kind of like a muscle, you know, like if you keep training your mind, like it'll get stronger. And so like right when I went blind, you know, I started playing Pokemon games, and since I was pretty freshly blind, I guess you could like describe it that way, I still remember what a lot of the Pokemon games looked like, and all the maps and all the towns and everything. So I was able to navigate my way and eventually train myself to keep a visual map inside my head. And you know, that extends to other video games. Like that's how I play Black Ops and other games like that, you know, because I have to memorize everything in my mind. And similar to real world things, you know, like that's how I memorize buildings. It's just keep bumping into things and learning where they are, and then like keeping that map, that pseudo-visual map in my mind. Like a lot of people kind of freak out when I tap things with my cane or when I bump into things, but it's like, no, that's how I learn where I'm going. That's how I know what this room looks like. If I don't bump into it, then it'll just look like a blank room to me. And so, yeah, I guess that's the best way to describe it, guys. Like, let me know if you're confused about anything in the comments, and like maybe I'll I probably won't take this video down, but maybe I'll create an update video to like clarify some things. But you know, maybe now you guys can at least see how it's so difficult to describe. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this video. And now just one quick update. I am going to upload a different video tomorrow. It's a gaming video, and I think that most of you guys will find it interesting because I found a new game that I'm able to play that I don't think many blind people have realized is semi-accessible. So I'm really kind of excited to share this with the world. So, you know, definitely check that out. Keep an eye out for that. It'll probably go up around noon because I don't have any afternoon practice. Just morning practice. But besides that, yeah, you know, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, subscribe if you're not. All that, you guys know the drill. I don't even know why I say it, but people recommend it. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Appreciate it.